Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Trinity House in London. The press conferences continue to flow as we announce another huge event for British boxing. March the 24th, O2 Arena. It's a big heavyweight clash for the WBC silver title between the champion Dillian Whyte and challenger Browne. I think right now heavyweight boxing, as we know, is on a big high. Dillian Whyte, the #1 challenger in the WBC, chasing down the champion Deontay Wilder, and this is a fight that we really wanted because it's time for Dillian Whyte to step up, have his own big night at the O2 Arena, headline in front of a big crowd. The pre-sale numbers on tickets yesterday were fantastic. We went on general sale at midday today, and also late last night we agreed terms for our chief support. Frank Buglioni will defend his British title and take on Callum Johnson for his Commonwealth title. We put a request into the British Boxing Board of Control yesterday evening, and Callum Johnson will get final clearance from his doctor later this week. Brilliant fight. Frank Buglioni looking to close out and win that Lonsdale belt and has that in his sights now. We're expecting a big card, some more heavyweight action to be announced on the show as well. And before I speak to everybody at this table, I'm going to pass over to Adam Smith, Head of Boxing for Sky Sports.
Thanks, Eddie. I didn't think it could get any better than 2017, which I think was the breakthrough year for boxing here in the UK. But what a start to 2018 we have. Some fantastic fights announced. Amir Khan back. The AJ Parker press conference was absolutely packed a couple of days ago. And now we're here for this. Dillian Whyte and Browne, a wonderful heavyweight clash. It's got everything. It's got needle. It's got spice. It's got a lot of power. And it's in the capital as well at the O2. It's going to be a fantastic night on March the 24th. It's a fantastic time for heavyweight boxing, isn't it? You know, you've got David Haye and Tony Bellew, Deontay Wilder over in the States, March the 3rd. It's fantastic to be a big guy, and I think it's a real opportunity both for Dillian after his win in front of 80,000 against Robert Helenius, and also for Lucas as well to prove a point, and that point will be proved on March the 24th. We're looking forward to having them back at the Sky headquarters a little later on today as well to do some promotional work, and we'll be giving it the big build-up because this is a big fight.
Thanks, Adam. The British domestic light heavyweight scene is really flourishing right now, and actually a division that's been struggling over the years for some great fights has now come alive. And on the world scene, of course, some brilliant young fighters coming through: Babitiev, Bivol, Kovalev regaining his title as well. And domestically, so many great fights to be made, and I really feel like Frank Buglioni against Callum Johnson is a brilliant clash of styles. Frank Buglioni is never ever in a disappointing fight, working hard with his trainer Don Charles. Frank, a date for you after being on the road down in Cardiff. Great to be on a big show, but great to have your fans back in London as well.
Yeah, it's lovely to be back in London. First fight of the year, no cuts and injuries, so I can keep momentum going. And yeah, I expect to do a good number on Callum Johnson. And then Jose Burton, should he want the rematch, happy to take that. And then Anthony Yarde, I'd like to just wipe out the British domestic scene and then move on.
It's great times. Difficult last time against Craig Richards. It was great that he stepped up and we got a fight on that card, but difficult in the preparations because you prepared so many months for Callum Johnson as well.
Yeah, Craig Richards is a very good fighter, and he showed a lot of heart that night, and credit to him. And I had a lot of respect for Craig going into the fight, even more coming out after it. And I think he'll do well and he'll go on to achieve big things.
The domestic scene, like you said, so many great fighters: Callum Johnson, Anthony Yarde, Jose Burton as well. You feel like you're the top dog in there, and you against Yarde could be a big fight towards the end of 2018.
Yeah, I said it to Coogan when he come down the gym, and I've been practicing certain things, and this will be the first time in a long time that I've got no injuries. And I won't go into too much detail, but I've done a lot of kind of repair and rehabilitation work, and my punching power is back to where it was at the start of my career. And I expect to hurt a lot of people and to blow a lot of these light heavyweights away.
Good, we look forward to that great fight for the British and Commonwealth light heavyweight titles. This fight, our main event, is a fascinating matchup. I think obviously Browne on top of the world when he won the WBA regular title out in Chechnya. A huge win for him, went through his difficulties after that. Dillian Whyte obviously becoming a big force in the division, highly ranked with every governing body right now. This is, I think, the best matchup outside of the world title fights that can be made right now. And again, I'm so excited to be working as well with Hatton Promotions, Ricky Hatton and Paul Dodds and Paul Speak in the team. Been a pleasure to deal with, because these two guys just really want to fight. They want to get in there. They want to have a tear up, but ultimately they want to position themselves for the super fights as well. So first I'm going to speak to Paul Dodds. Paul, welcome. Thanks for your help in making this fight. It's been a long time coming, getting the big fight for Lucas. Now it's here, and you guys are very confident going into March 24th.
Yeah, we as you know, we pushed for this fight. The heavyweight scene in the UK is where it's at really, and Lucas had a few options. We've turned down a couple of fights late in the year to wait for this big one. Ricky was very keen for it, and obviously Ricky would normally be here rather than me. But we're here. We're pleased we made the fight. We look forward to the build-up, and yeah, we think Lucas can do a number.
Mark, a big fight and one that we've wanted this time. Plenty of preparation. It's been so difficult finding these opponents for Dillian Whyte, and obviously Hellenius. Couple of weeks' notice for his style, which was awkward as well. But this time, a full camp and a serious fight.
A very serious fight indeed, considering what we've got in front after this fight. So, but we ain't going to overlook. What's his name, Lucas? We won't. Excuse me. We won't overlook Lucas. But thanks to you, Eddie, for pulling it off, giving the public what they want. And I feel that Dillian Whyte is. This is something he needs to propel himself onto the world heavyweight scene. But not only to that, to make him look like a world champion contender.
What are the dangers with Lucas Browne? Obviously durable, can hit very, very hard as well.
He's got power. He's got power. Dillian's got to have fun. He's got to play, eat the jab. He's got to let him eat the jab, and he's got to have fun and ping, sting, rock and roll, bury at times, and box, fight clever, in a clever manner, in an entertaining way. And I've got every bit of faith he'll do that.
Thank you, Mark. Lucas,
Thank you.
welcome. It's been a long time coming, this fight. Plenty of backwards and forwards on social media. Thank you so much for making the trip from down under.
Thank you for having me.
And I've seen your social media, been enjoying London.
Yes.
And very, very excited about this fight.
Yeah, well and truly. I've been to UK a few times. This will be my 6th fight, first time in London. So yeah, I've seen the sights and everything else. It's been really good. Yeah, social media's a big buzz at the moment. Big Mouth has been shooting it off, and it's been great. So I'm always very well received. I think on the actual night it's probably a 50-50 split in regards to fans and everything else. Constantly, every single day I get messages, and it starts with, I'm from the UK, but I want you to bash Dillian Whyte, sort of thing. So I get that all day, and I would love nothing more to be that person to do it.
Obviously, you've had your ups and downs over the last year or so, but away from the animosity in this fight, a very important fight for you, and a very important fight in the global heavyweight division.
100%, yeah. As everyone said, like it's definitely in UK at the moment. That's where the heavyweight action is, or fight action in general, but definitely the heavyweight action. For me, it will put me into a spot where I sort of feel I should be, or should be back to, sort of thing. Yeah, he's got all the rankings, he's got the belt and everything else. Not to mention, it's just going to be a great fight that I think the fans want to see. So, from my point of view, I think it's something that I perfectly want. Like, I think it's sensational for me to be in this fight, and I think it's probably a bad decision on his point.
Yeah, there's a lot to gamble on his point. How do you rate Dillian Whyte as a fighter? I know you're not his biggest fan personally, but as a fighter, how do you rate him, and what's the dangers for you going into this fight?
In all honesty, it's the heavyweight division, so everyone can hit, and everyone can hit hard. It's the fact of what I do in a fight that will make the difference, and vice versa. It's what he will do in the fight that's going to get away from my power and things like that. So I think it's going to be an extremely competitive fight. I've always got the power. I could go 11 rounds and lose 11 rounds, but still knock you out in the 12th, no matter what. So from that point of view, I'm dangerous to anyone on the planet. So it's just, it is what it is. It's going to be a great fight. I generally think it's not something that we're making up. I think we generally just don't like each other, which is good. And there's nothing fake about any of it, so it's just going to be a good tear-up.
Where does that come from? Just across social media and just the things there?
Well, it started with social media, as you can imagine. Yeah, I'm in Australia, but I think it's just the way that he is and way that he says things. And an example would be he'd come out and try and slate me about living at my mum's house, for example. Now, at the time, it was accurate, but I live in Perth. I was training in Sydney in a training camp, so yes, I was living at my mum's house. You know what I mean? Like, but he made it out as if the actual words were, oh, he's a pizza driver, he's got no money, so he's living at his mum's house. You know what I mean? Now, if that's what he likes to do and likes to be a 13-year-old child, that's him. I'm 38, man. I don't play with all this bullshit, you know what I mean? I come to fight, I do my talking in the ring. If he wants to be a pork chop on social media, that's his problem. That's completely fine. If he has to sell fights by being an idiot, that's his problem. So I'm happy to knock his head in, and I'm completely happy to be here, and thank you for the opportunity.
Obviously, we clarified he doesn't always live at his mum's house, but and he's definitely not a pizza driver, but he does want to knock you out. And before we go into that, really the fight that we've been looking for and waiting for you in your career.
Yeah, it's a fight we've been trying to get for a while. We've been chasing Lucas Browne for a long time. When he was supposedly WBA champion of the world, offered to fight him, he said, "Oh, I'm not ranked. No, he's not going to fight me. Go and do it the hard way like he did." He didn't do it the hard way, mate. You know, what's the hard way? That was a question, my friend. I'm just asking you a question.
Just talk, man. Just do your little thing.
That's how I'm having a conversation. What was the hard way?
Going through the rankings like a normal person would. It wasn't about money or politics or anything like that. I had the fights, I went through the rankings, and I
it wasn't about money or politics. Why did you, after we agreed on money, then come back and ask for more money if it wasn't about the money? I just wanted to fight you from a long time ago. It wasn't about money for me. But, you know, you're the one that we agreed to a certain amount of money. You went and come back and asked for more money again.
Number one, I didn't agree to anything. It was someone that said yes to you, but I didn't agree to anything.
So your team do stuff without them consulting you then?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to clear it up. A few other points I wanted to clear up as well with you. Just a couple of questions, just asking in general. How do you believe you're going to beat me?
Yes.
No, I never asked you if you're going to beat me. I said, how do you believe you're going to beat me? What are you going to do to beat me?
The fact of the matter is you'll be lying flat on your back looking up at me. That's all that matters.
Okay. We understand that we and secondly, you know what? Next question, Eddie. Sorry. Okay. I ain't got much to say to this guy because he just annoys me.
So face to face, you got nothing to say on social media. You want to talk all that on social media.
Nothing to say.
You want to be a smart ass on social media, but face to face, you got nothing to say.
We got a few more minutes. Relax. It's the start. Just relax at the minute. There's a few more minutes to go. You have to, you know, you can't just shoot off all at once. That's your problem.
My apologies.
You shoot off too quick.
You take the stage. My apologies.
You can't shoot off so quick.
Sorry.
Relax.
Sorry.
Relax yourself.
Yeah.
Relax yourself. Just calm down.
Carry on.
How important is this fight for you? Taking away, like I said to to Lucas, the animosity to put yourself in a position to fight for the world title.
It's a big fight. I'm highly ranked. You know what I mean? I've had the learning fights. I've had the difficult fights. I've had the tricky fights. I'm on the verge of screaming for world title at the minute. I think this is the perfect fight for me to win and to establish myself as a legitimate contender. Then no one can't deny me. So this is probably the most important fight of my career. So yeah, it's a very, very important fight. You know.
You said you had hard fights. Was that the one that you lost to AJ and you didn't put the one on your column there on your social media? Or the one you lost to Chisora?
Lucas, the one fight you had that was difficult, you was on the gear. It was against Chagayev and you failed the drug test.
I was on the gear, was I?
And then you failed the drug test 8 months again. You're a junkie, mate. Calm down.
How am I a junkie? If I got done for the same thing you got done for.
You are a junkie. How can you fail a drug test 8 months earlier and while the case is still going on, you fail another steroid test? It's a madness.
Number one,
do that?
It was never steroids.
It was steroids. Clenbuterol and aspirin is steroids. You don't get those in supplements.
It was pre-workout. Yes, it was
It's
pre-workout.
not pre-workout.
Just like you with the Jack 3D, yeah?
Okay, it's pre-workout. Let's break this down. You just been done for steroids.
What did you fight for, Dylan?
Pardon?
Jack 3D. What did you fight for? Jack 3D.
Yeah, but hold on. Let's break this down. Let's break this down.
So are you a junkie as well?
Let's break this down. Anyone, if you get done for steroids, are you just gonna go into a shop and say, "Oh, can I have the strongest pre-workout you have?" No, I got done for pre-workout. Everything I do now, I'm super careful. I check everything. You're not gonna have a steroid case looming over you and just go and just ask for the strongest product in a pharmacy, are you? No, you're gonna be super careful. You are a junkie. Without the juice, you're nothing. The only time you've been in shape was when you was on the juice, and Chagayev still lady all over the floor. You're a junkie.
What about the Towers fight then?
You are
Towers
a junkie.
fight, I was the same condition and the same weight.
You're a junkie. It doesn't matter. You're a junkie, mate.
How am I a junkie?
You are a junkie.
If I was the same weight and same condition for the Towers fight and had a clean test, how am I a junkie?
You're addicted to the juice, and you're a crap fighter. You got power, but you're a crap fighter.
Carry on, my friend.
You're a crap fighter.
No worries.
You're a crap fighter. A 40-year-old Chagayev bashed you all over the floor, and you was on the gear. Come on, dude. You can't. Come on, dude. Listen, let's be serious about this. I'm happy you come here to fight. You're a strong, you're a big, strong guy. You yourself say you're a bully and you're an enforcer. Mate, you know, you keep saying stuff, you're going to punch me in the face, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. One thing I want to say to you. Do you think you can come to my city and punch me in my face outside the ring and go back to Australia alive?
Are you serious?
Do you think you can do it and go back to Australia alive?
Are you serious?
Mate, you think you can punch me in my face outside the ring and go? Listen to me, Lucas. Listen to me. I box, I do the sports, I'm a nice guy, this and the other.
You're a gangster now as well,
if you think you can do that to me, mate.
Okay.
You'll see.
All right.
Trust me.
So you're a gangster junkie, is that
There's
right?
two sides to this beast, remember that.
Good,
The sportsman side, there's a next side, mate. But you're going to punch me in the face. Just go ahead.
It's boxing. What do you think you're going to do?
No, it's not boxing.
We're going to punch each other in the face.
What's the interview? He said, if I get too close to him, he's going to punch me in the face, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. Why are you trying to change it now? Say with me, if anything I say, I'll say it to your face.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Okay.
There'll be no punching in the face today. This is a new whistle, and I'm not rolling around anywhere. This is a very important fight.
You never roll around anyway, but I'm joking.
I would be the right opponent. That's about it. I pick my opponents very carefully.
You can roll on his manager, the guy over there. You can take it.
It's a 50-50. On a serious note, talk to us about Lucas Browne, the fighter. Talk to us about the dislikes. You seem, everybody you fight, you seem to have the same kind of attitude towards as well. Is that just Lucas Browne happens to be the opponent, so this is the way you behave? What is that?
Not really. See me, I'm a cool guy. As anyone that meet me with Teddy, I'm cool. I respect everyone. I treat everyone with respect. Lucas Browne is very arrogant. He's very ignorant. Even when Joseph Parker tried to fight him when he was champion, he goes, fuck off, go and do it yourself and do it the hard way. He's very arrogant, he's very ignorant. He's calling me, you know, he opened a statement as loudmouth dickhead over there. That's how he opened a statement. He's very arrogant and very disrespectful. And I hate Lucas Browne. Main reason I hate Lucas Browne is he called me an orangutan. I don't care. I believe in equality amongst people. You don't call a black man an orangutan. I don't care whether it's a joke, are you with your mates, or whatever. I don't care about any of that. That's very disrespectful. And I take that personally. And for that, Lucas Browne will pay. I will knock Lucas Browne out. This fight is not going the distance. I'll knock Lucas Browne out. Trust me.
You have to be
Can I say something on that? Is that all right? It was a picture, and it was in regards to the long arms. That was it. Now, in regards to being a racist,
okay, a black man with long arms. So what? I'm orangutan. Why couldn't it be something else?
Can I talk? Is that all right? In regards to being a racist, right?
My girlfriend's black and my kids
are half Asian for starters, yeah.
So what?
My girlfriend is Jamaican of 6 years. She's been 6 years.
You still made a racist comment. You still made a racist comment. You still made a racist comment. I'm black and I can be racist.
All right.
You know?
We'll move on from this one. Dillian, have you got to be wary of Lucas Browne's power in this fight?
I fought many big guys who can punch. Robert Ellis is a better puncher than him, better technical boxer than him, taller than him, which means he get more leverage in his punches. I thought AJ was a much better puncher than him. Eventually I got stopped by AJ, but we all know what happened in that fight. I wasn't in the best of shape, and I got worn down. He stopped many guys in 1 or 2 rounds. It took him 7 to stop me with injury, terrible conditioning, and Lucas Browne haven't got nowhere near that sort of punch power. He doesn't throw combinations, and he's old and slow now. All he's got now is just power. I'm young and I'm fresh and I got power and skills.
Mark, firstly I'll ask you for a prediction in this fight. How do you see it ending?
How do I see it ending? I see Dillian Whyte.
Tattoo penis getting massaged. No, joking.
I expect Dillian to be, his ring presence to be far more superior. Therefore, he should dominate most of the fight. But we will work towards putting him away, sending him back to Australia.
Lucas, prediction for the fight? Are you going for the knockout in this fight?
Definitely knockout, yeah. 100% knockout. In regards to prediction, I don't like making predictions. Like a fight's a fight and it can change at any moment. So I don't want to judge this decision. I don't like judges' decisions. I don't like the fact that someone else has got basically my life in their hands, so to speak. So I like either a KO or a stoppage. So yeah.
Finally, how important is this fight? One, for your career, and also with the personal grudge with Dillian Whyte. How much do you want to win on March 24th?
Yeah, a lot, yeah. From a personal point of view, obviously this is everything. This is me getting back to where I want to be and everything else. I said, yeah, it's just something that I really want to do, so this is perfect for me.
Dillian, predictions, fight night?
This fight will not go the distance. I will knock Lucas Browne out. I'll be trying from the bell 1 goes to the end of the fight. I will knock him out. You know, I will knock him out. There's certain things I take personally. You know, like I said, I'm a nice person. I'm all right. You know, if you're an arsehole to me, I'd be an arsehole to you. As simple as that. And this guy is a nasty bit of work. You just have to look at him and see he's a nasty bit of work. You know, he just looks nasty. He looks like chlamydia.
Okay, on that, we'll leave that. Well, we'll be producing a censored version of the press conference later this evening for circulation as well. That will last 28 seconds, and you can see the full 14 minutes later on it.